All right, today we're going to talk about peer editing and feedback. Peer editing is a very worthwhile thing that we can do, a process that we can use to help each other get better. And with our growth mindset philosophy, if you haven't gotten it, you just haven't gotten it yet. And both the teacher and your fellow students will help you get it. All right, there are 3 steps to peer editing that we're going to follow in class. And they are giving compliments, suggestions, and corrections. And we're going to go through each step individually. We'll also work with feedback, which kind of works in with both compliments and suggestions. So let's get into it. All right, compliments. All right, you want to be positive. All right, give out stars. Point out what the writer is doing well. You know, if you play a sport, I'm sure you don't like it when the coach constantly tells you what you did wrong. Or in class, if a teacher tells you constantly what you did wrong. Or if at home, your parents constantly tell you what you did wrong. Sometimes we want to hear what we did right. All right, it builds up our mood. So when you're peer editing somebody else's work, you want to give out stars. Give out those gold stars. Show them what they did well. Be positive. All right, it's the biggest thing with peer editing. Be positive. We'll get to that toward the end of this, why it's important to be positive. All right, reinforce what the writer did right and explain why. That was a great use of a simile because it truly painted a picture in the reader's mind. That's better than just great job. All right, be specific, and we'll get to that when we get to feedback. So, step 1, compliments. What do we do well? Suggestions. This would be like we make a wish. What do you wish the writer would do better? What would make the writing better? So, what has the writer not done yet? Growth mindset. Just haven't gotten it yet. But with your help, the writer will get it. What can he or she work to improve upon during the revision process? How specifically can the writer do this? All right, the key word there is specifically, which moves us into feedback. All right, when giving compliments or making suggestions, make sure what you provide the writer is meaningful. All right, effective and helpful feedback help the writer take action to improve or reinforce what was done well. Again, this is not just making a comment of, awesome job, dude, or wow, that was cool. No, it needs to be specific. Much like when we use textual evidence to support our responses in writing, your feedback should be specific as well. It will help the writer. For example, that's great. Does that really tell us what was great, what we did well? No, it doesn't. All right, we need more to go off of. If I want to repeat that, I need to know exactly what I did well that time. All right, another example. You did a tremendous job using descriptive words such as accelerated and nimble to bring the story to life. If we look at these two, if we're going to try to mimic or duplicate what we've done in the past that was well, which one of these statements would give us the most information to act upon? Clearly, that's great is not great feedback. The other one is more specific. All right, you can take action upon it. When we make suggestions, we want to do the same thing. All right, tell exactly what you wish the reader would do well next time and why. Always answer that, I call it the because clause. Next time you might want to use more vivid language here, because. And then you would explain that. So that's feedback. Final step of editing here is point out mug errors. Just your basic grammar, mechanics, usage, grammar. Point them out. Circle them, star them. If the writer doesn't know what he or she did wrong or what he or she needs to improve on, they can always ask. All right, we don't need to explain everything necessarily, although as your teacher probably will at times, not always, but at times. But we do want to point these things out. All right, so that is editing and feedback. Now, there are some basic rules we are going to follow. 1, be positive. Again, you want to be positive for the simple fact that it makes it more enjoyable, as enjoyable as it can be. And the other, again, if you were constantly told, constantly heard negative words at home, at practice, at a play practice, sports, whatever, it's going to bring you down. So we want to be positive. And that is a class rule, by the way. Be specific, which we've covered. And the final is analyzing your writing as if it were your own. All right. The writing you are analyzing, your peers, you want to analyze it as if it were your own. It's the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to treat you. Well, treat their writing the way you want to treat yours. If we follow these and do these things, keep these rules and suggestions in mind, we will have a great year peer editing, and it will be very beneficial.